Hello, everyone. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to make a graph using some data that I have downloaded from the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources webpage. And I have several tabs in this spreadsheet. And the one that we're looking at now is the temperature tab, which has average temperatures for each month from 1872, from October of 1872 all the way through the present time. So in order to work with these data, what I'd like you to do is first make a copy. So click on the file, click on make a copy, and then Google will ask you to name your new copy. And so you might just append your name. I'll just put Dykstra. And you can tell it if you want to put it in a particular folder, and then just go ahead and click on make a copy. Now we have a copy still loading, and it's got the same tabs down here at the bottom, and it's also got all of these data. So what I want to do is I want to make a graph to illustrate the average annual temperature in each year from the beginning of the record, 1873, all the way up to the current time. So I'm going to select all of these numbers in column N, all the way up to 2022. And then I'm just going to click on Insert and Chart, and it should automatically make a graph for me. And there's the graph. Okay. So then, following the instructions that are in your handout, what I'm going to do now is, if this chart editor doesn't automatically open up for you, you might need to click these three dots and then click on Edit Chart. But in my case, I closed it. So there we go. So here is the chart editor. And what I want to do in the chart editor is under Setup, I want to add an x-axis. And to do that, I'm going to click on this little box here, which will allow me to select cells in the data. And now I want to select the years. I'm not going to select 2023 because we didn't have complete data for that year. So I'll just select all the way from 2022 all the way down to 1872 or 1873. It'll take a minute to get there. And there we go, all the way down to 1873. You want the years for which we had complete data. And then you'll notice that it indicates the range. So another way you could do this is you could just type in A8:A157. Once you click OK, and then if we scroll back up to our graph, you can see that now the years are all along the x-axis and the temperature is along the y-axis. The next thing we do is we want to get rid of this title above the graph. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can just go up here and double click on it and backspace, and it'll go away. Or you can go into Customize, and under Chart and Axis Title, under Chart Title, where it said Annual here, you can just delete that, and then the title goes away. The reason we're deleting the title above the graph is that in most scientific publishing, there are not titles above the graph. Next, we want to edit the y-axis label. So I can just click in this box and edit that to annual average temperature. Then I want the unit, degrees F, I will put. So now I have a y-axis label, and I also need an x-axis label. So I can choose horizontal axis title, and I can type in year. And that puts the x-axis title in. Also under Customize, I'm going to select the vertical axis, and I'm going to set a minimum value because most of these data are not very close to 0. So I'm going to set my minimum at 30, and I think that'll better represent the spread in the data. You could also set a maximum value, but it seems like the automatic one is pretty good. And you can play around with this. You could choose maybe 35, might even be better. I might want a minimum value for my x-axis. I might want my minimum value to be a little bit farther to the left, like maybe 1860, maybe 1865, maybe 1870. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. All right. Next thing I want to do is, again, under Customize, under the Series tick, you can scroll down here and click on the trend line. And that will show you the overall trend in that solid blue line. And if you want to label that trend line, you can go down here to where it says label. You might want to use the equation, and then it'll put the equation of that line up above. Or we can just leave it as none. Another thing that might be interested is the R-squared value, which shows you how strong the correlation is between year and temperature. You can see it's kind of a weak correlation. And I think I'll just get rid of those labels altogether. And so now you have a pretty completed graph. In order to paste this into your document, you may need to let's see, download the chart as an image, as either a PNG or a PDF. And once you do that, then you will have just an image that you can paste into your document. And that's how you use the data to make a graph.